Live here at Wimbledon. It's a busy one for everyone across the grounds, but in particular this guy, Patrick Mouratoglou. Thank you for joining us here.
It's always a pleasure with you, and you know that.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure with you. Thank you for the chat here. And listen, so far, so good here. We saw Serena win through yesterday. She's had some tough matches so far. We've had, really the story of the tournament has been Coco Gauff. I mean, has she surprised you, Coco Gauff, or this, you expected her to play this well?
I would say yes and no. Yes, I'm surprised because who would expect her to go that fast? Especially after Roland Garros, where she lost in the second round qualies. Her level was good, but like miles away her level now. So in just a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks, she could improve her level so much. To see her play that well, to see her go that far in a tournament at that age, beat Venus Williams. It's not surprising when you know her, and I know her since she's 10. We've been working together for a long time now. But to do that so fast, this is really incredible. And I cannot say that I expected it that early.
Yeah, I mean, even for you to say that you were surprised, having known her for so long, obviously Dad so happy. This was the first round win. So after she loses in the first round of qualies, second round, thank you, of qualies at the French Open, what was the work between that and what she did to get ready for Wimbledon qualies?
Yeah, that's the main question. And first of all, she didn't expect to be in the qualies in Wimbledon because she had the wild card. She has been given a wild card by the tournament a few days before the start.
Yeah.
So she didn't expect to go to Wimbledon, but after the loss in Roland Garros, we had discussions and decided what to work on, and she started to work towards the next goals, whatever they would be, to improve her game on certain aspects, and it was actually more tactical aspects, trying to find more depth in her shots, to be less to be more in control of the rally and to be more dictating rather than being attacked by the opponent. So that was really the thing that was very important in her game. So she worked on that. And also maybe 2 weeks before Wimbledon, she actually said to me that she had a discussion with herself and she found a way to change a bit her mindset approaching the matches, to be more relaxed and to be able to play a bit more free. And this was obvious even starting from the qualities of Wimbledon, that she was playing much more free.
Yeah.
But the fact also that
she hasn't dropped a set.
Sorry?
She hasn't dropped a set in those 5 matches.
Yeah, that's incredible. And her level of play, especially in the last match, was for me an easy top 20 level of play. So if she can maintain that, who knows how far she can go.
Yeah, so that last win over Magdalena Rybarikova, that was after, of course, this Venus Williams match here in the first round. Let's go ahead and jump ship. We'll talk about Serena here just for a minute. Yesterday, it's great, right? You want to hit play? There's a green button. Hit play on Serena one more time. One more time. Oh, you got to practice on the touchscreen, baby. There she is.
Well, that's a job. I know why they hired you.
Yeah, that's why they've hired me, the touchscreen master. Serena had to work hard yesterday, but what did you take from the positives of this win over Kaya Yujan?
I think it was very positive. It took her a long time to get into the match, one set. Her level was very disappointing in the first set, and I know she was not happy at all. But then she could find within herself the strength to come back. And then in set 2 and 3, her level was really good. I think she played good tennis, she served well, she moved much better, and there was a lot of intensity, and she didn't drop the intensity the whole 2 sets. So I was very happy with the level of play. I knew she could play like that because I see it at practice every day, but to be able to put it in a match and play that level for 2 sets was something we were looking forward to seeing, and we saw it. That's great. Now, getting this match experience day after day and also playing mixed doubles is going to help her a lot have this feel for competition and get back to the Serena Williams we know.
You mentioned that mixed doubles. She and Andy Murray
I was making you a pass.
Thank you. Thanks for that transition. Due out on court in just a little bit. Well, we're going to find out where they're playing. They're taking on...
It's not decided yet.
Not yet. Andreas Mies and Alexia Goraki in the mixed doubles. Andy and Serena. I mean, it's so cool to see that partnership. Also, you've got Venus and Tiafoe, you've got Bethany Maddox Sands playing with Jamie Murray. It's really cool to see some of the...
is playing too.
And Coco Gauff playing with Jay Clark.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think it's special in tennis. You don't see a lot men and women competing together in other sports. And here we are seeing this event that we've got the opportunity to showcase mixed doubles. It's great.
It's great, and I think it's a great opportunity for Serena to play with Andy, because first of all, they get along well. I'm sure she will take a lot from him, because he's such a big champion. He's super competitive because he really wants to do well. He plays mixed doubles with 100% motivation to win it, if possible, and Serena also. So I think it's going to work great. As I said before, she needs some time in competition, and even if it's not singles, it's competition.
Mixed doubles. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Andy Murray, we know, is going to be intense out there, so I think it'll serve her well as well. Now, this player is out of the tournament, but I did just want to bring up Stefanos Tsitsipas, who you've worked with a lot. And what I wanted to ask you about him, Patrick, is he's now inside the top 10. He's done such a good job this year, making a big run at the Australian Open, taking out Roger Federer. He's won a fistful of titles. He's played well in the doubles. He made a run at the French Open. He loses in the first round here. This is actually, you remember this shot from last year. This is the diving volley against Jared Donaldson. Let's just take Tsitsipas in all his glory. Come on, baby. He learned that from you, right?
Not at all. I wish. This is very natural.
It's amazing. Yeah, watch this. Beautiful replay, by the way. Well done, guys. Oh, nailed it. Patrick, does a first round loss for someone at this point, like Tsitsipas, does it help him in the long run? How do you see that?
Yes, I mean, you know what? Even when you have a very disappointing loss, which is definitely the case, he was really disappointed. You could see it in the press conference afterwards. If you are able to take, I mean, it sends you a message, and you have to understand why these things happen. There are always reasons. If you get it, you can move on and you can improve in some ways or change something that needs to be changed. It's all about it, you know. The best players, they always take lessons, whether it's good lessons or bad lessons, but they take the lessons to move forward. And he's definitely that type of person. He's moved up incredibly fast.
Incredibly fast. And he believes he should be at the top.
He believes in himself. Who can say he beat Roger in a Grand Slam? He beat Novak in a Masters 1000. He beat Rafa on clay. Yep. And he also beat Thiem several times, Zverev. He beat almost everyone. So he can do it. He feels he can do it. Now, winning a Grand Slam for a young player now is probably one of the most difficult things in the history, because you have to beat two of the best players in the history to win a Grand Slam. Wow. So it's incredibly difficult. So I don't think they're ready yet, 100%, but they will be soon, hopefully.
And just real quick, when someone like this loses early at a slam, he's going to take a little holiday and then go and get ready for the US Open swing?
Yeah, he needs holidays anyway. He needs to put everything together. He needs to learn. So for that, he needs to rest. And then, of course, he's going to go back to practice, take the lessons, go back to practice, and get ready to the US series, which is quite long, and a lot of very important tournaments leading to the US Open.
Yeah, certainly. So if we take a look one more time, give this guy center stage. It was his last match yesterday, and you've known Marcos Baghdatis for a long, long time.
Oh, a very long time. He came to me at my academy when he was 13 and a half years old. So a kid, stayed for maybe 8 years until he became world champion in juniors. Then he reached the final of the Australian Open, semi-final of Wimbledon. He's an incredible player. He's an incredibly nice guy. I had a very strong relationship with him. We had ups and downs in our relationship, which is something I'm quite sad with, because he was like a son to me. But you know, you make mistakes when you learn, and I also have a responsibility in that. And I learned a lot for my future coaching relationships from this. That you can't take things too much emotionally. You know. When someone is your son, you feel it's your son, you also feel he belongs to you, which is not true. Nobody belongs to nobody. You can make the same mistake when you're a father. You have to let your kids grow and become who they have to become. So, but he's such a nice guy. He's an incredible person.
I mean, an incredible career.
And he's going to stay in tennis. I had a discussion with him a few days ago.
Yeah.
He wants to stay in tennis, and because he loves tennis. So even though we won't see the player anymore, which is sad, we'll still see him. And Oh, this is very emotional.
Yeah, no, he gave a lot to the game. Obviously, this was just last night. He lost to Matteo Berrettini on the number 2 court. I just thought Berrettini was so classy here too, Patrick, the way that he handled this situation, giving the stage to Baghdatis. There's Carolina Sprem, who is his wife. She's expecting their 3rd child. She was a top player herself. And in the end, Marcos got a minutes-long standing ovation and then just started giving away his rackets and his bag and his towel. And I mean, it was deserved. And Roger Federer tweeting out his support, and all of tennis celebrating a great champion, which is really cool to see.
I didn't see those images.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's amazing, right?
It's amazing.
Deserved.
100%.
Well, let's jump into some social media. Obviously, we saw this mixed doubles team. Do you think they can win the title, by the way?
Of course they can. I mean, who would think they can't? Like, are we looking at the same picture? Actually, I touched the screen. I'm really bad at that.
It's okay. No, you did it well.
Yeah,
there.
they can, but you know, it's a new team. So at the start, it's, you know, you have to understand and get used to what the other one is going to do. So the first match is going to be a fight. Of course, obviously, the more they get habits together, the more dangerous they're going to get. Also, they have high expectations, so a bit of pressure even for them.
Yeah.
Again, we saw it with Andy yesterday. They lost in doubles. They lost the first set.
Right.
With Pierre Gerbert before, you know, getting into the rhythm and then starting to play better. So I'm looking forward to this first 1-2 matches that are going to be a bit dangerous, and then we'll see.
Yeah, very interesting. Coco Gauff, of course, as we mentioned, she is through to the 3rd round. Youngest player since '91, Capriati. She's got Polona Hertzog next. That's not going to be easy later this afternoon.
No, it's not going to be easy, but she can win. She can win. I mean, she's not more difficult than the one she beat in the round before. She has the same type of qualities. She has a big serve. She has a slice backhand. She has good forehand. She's a very good player, but if Coco is able to reproduce what she did in the round before, she can definitely win.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at, you had, this was really cool, at your academy just a few weeks ago. You had a gala. It's become an annual event for the gala, and Serena and the boxing great Mike Tyson. Yeah, we had quite the party.
That was a good party. We had incredible people. So I do this every year to help raise funds for my foundation. And I am lucky to have incredible people who are coming every year to support the
foundation. You had Olympic gold medalists and actors and celebrities.
Almost all the sports had Olympic gold medalists or world champions. You're right. We had Hilary Swank, great people, Shanti, people who love the sport, who love tennis, that we have very good relationship with, and they came to support, and it was so nice and such a great event.
So we talked a little bit about Tsitsipas. We're talking about Cory Gauff. She's actually in this graphic because these are some recent Grand Slam champions in the juniors. So you've got Alexei Popyrin, who's won a round here. He's continuing to make his rise up the rankings. You've got Cory Gauff. You've got Jason Sang, who's a 2-time junior champion, right?
Absolutely.
You've got Lorenzo Musetti, who just won the Australian Open in juniors earlier this year. And then here's Holger Rune. I'm not going to say his whole name. He's got about 5 names. Holger Rune is your top seed in the boys juniors, but Patrick,
just won Roland Garros in juniors.
Just one, yeah, exactly. Just won Roland Garros. When you look at developing a junior into the senior ranks, we're seeing it before our eyes with Coco, but it's not easy, and it never comes across easy behind the scenes either. It's a lot of work to get them to that senior level.
Of course. I think it's very important to play juniors and get that experience of pressure, of big events. And being able to go through that and win like they all did here. They won Grand Slams in juniors, all of them. It's great. It's great, but then it's almost a second career starting. But a second career that you start with experience. You don't need the same skills to be good in juniors and in the pros. And the whole thing is to develop those skills that you will need in the future. You will have to develop weapons. You have to develop a sense for the game. You have to erase the mistakes, because at that level you can't afford to give too many points. So a lot of things that you need to go through, but that's also what's exciting.
Very exciting, obviously, to see. Those are names that we're going to be very familiar with in the future. Let's go ahead into Facebook, and I just want to take a look at, of course, this was, now was it the debut year of the Challenger event that your academy, and there you are.
It's not
There's
Formula One.
some champagne, and Dustin Brown was your first champion, is that right?
Yeah, fantastic, no?
Yeah. Is it it's a challenger, right? ATP challenger?
It's a challenger, but we had an unbelievable draw with a lot of fantastic players. He beat actually Krajinovic in final.
Yep.
But we had Benoit Paire, we had a lot of top players. We have Pierre Gerber who was there. So a fantastic event. And you see it was completely crowded, it was absolutely full. There were even people in the street watching. And I'm very happy because we tried to do something we tried to bring new people to tennis. And for that we did an event including a lot of fun. Singers, dancers. We did night sessions every night with a concert on the court every night. We did parties. Tennis has to be more than just a sport now. It has to become a show.
Experience, yeah.
And I'm saying this all year, and I thought I should make my tournament be exactly what I'm talking about. And we try to bring tennis to the next era. Tennis is very conservative. Tennis needs to become more attractive to young people.
Yeah, you see that at the other slams. We like our tradition here at Wimbledon, but you see that at the other slams. And lastly, that's all centering around, of course, your academy, which has grown in the south of France, but you can see it with the top level players. And it's a family, right? And you're all working, I think, not only to develop players at the top level, but as you said, you've got your ATP Challenger event, and you're working at growing the academy overall.
Yeah, of course. And we have, in the program, we have 200 players full year. We propose them, of course, the tennis, the fitness, but also the studies. And we are super, super careful on the studies because we have the responsibility of those kids, their future. I think our school is really, really incredible quality. We send many players to the universities in the US. We are #1 in Europe to send players in the US, in number of players in the universities with scholarships. So I think whether it's in tennis or for the education, we provide some quality, a lot of quality, and all the children become successful at something. That's what counts for us.
Lastly, before I let you go, what's sort of the one piece of advice as Coco Gauff walks onto center court today? What's the one, as Francis Tiafoe is trying to abuse you here live? What's the one, you're focused, what's the one piece of advice you give to Coco walking on center court today?
It's a good question. I think, you know what, she's doing the right thing at the moment. What I want her is not to start thinking or realizing what she's doing at the moment. She's focused on winning the tournament, which sounds crazy because she's 15, and in a way that was her first win in a Grand Slam, main draw. But it's a great mentality to have. So she's going match by match. Thinking that she can go much further, believing in herself. She doesn't overplay. If you look at the number of unforced errors she makes per match, it's under 10, which is very low. So she just plays the right shot at the right time. She keeps focus, and she feels she's where she belongs to be. So this is what we have to keep. If we keep that, who knows how far she can go.
All right, well, today she belongs, Coco Gauff, on center court. Thank you so much, Patrick Mouratoglou, joining us here. And Selena Hinchcliffe, it's over to you. Wow, really great insight. Thank you for that. And we roll on here, day 5 on the Wimbledon Channel.